Hey there, Internet, what's going on? Are you a parent of a child under 15 and you're probably worried about the rising cost of tuition? Let's talk about some options for you. Okay, so as parents of children that you're hoping to help them out with their post-secondary education, whether it be college or university or trade school, you're probably wondering what options are available to me to get started saving money right now. Typically in Canada, there are three options. The first one is the Registered Education Savings Plan, and this is by far the best one to go with, hands down. How the Registered Education Savings Program works is for every dollar that you contribute, the Canadian government will match 20% of it. So in other words, if you were to put in $100, the government kicks in another 20. If you were to put in $500, the government puts in another 100 on top of that. There is a maximum of $500 per year that the government will add to it, but hey, it's free money from the government, so grab all that you can, right? There are some things when it comes to an RESP that are really critical to know. One of them is that the money that when it comes back out of the RESP is taxed in the child's hands, which is actually a great benefit because chances are they are going to be in the lowest income bracket possible while they're going to university or college or trade school. And this will allow them to capitalize on their personal exemption to write off any of that money and not have to pay taxes on it. Also, they only pay taxes on the amount of the grant money from the government and the interest that the account earned during the time it was invested. The money that you get, they get to have that tax-free. So don't think that the more money you put in, the more they're going to have to pay in taxes, because it has nothing to do with the amount that you put in. It's the amount that the government matches and the amount that your money grows for them during that time. Another option, and this may have been one that some guy came around and saw you with when you were in the maternity ward or maybe a little bit after your child was born, was getting a whole life or 20-pay life insurance plan. No good. Sorry, gotta be honest with you. If you were to open your policy on a whole life or 20-pay and you were to look at line 20 on page 2, or at least the section where it covers 20 years into the plan when most children would be going to post-secondary, you'll probably notice that there isn't all that much cash savings in there. And if you were to take the premium that you've been paying on a monthly or an annual basis and multiply it out to see how much you put into the plan versus how much it's grown to after 20 years, typically most of them that I see have actually lost money despite what the agent may have said to you. There are better ways to put insurance on children, and whole life is not the one to do. And the last one is almost as bad as a whole life plan, and that would be an education trust plan. They're offered by about 5 different companies in Canada. How this works is basically you're putting money in on a contractual basis into a large pool of money and with a bunch of other people, and it's all based on when your child turns a certain age. Everybody that was in that 6-month age bracket will all get a share of the portion, and typically the returns on that, not great, and there's a lot of fees associated with it. Getting your money back out of it, if you decide to cancel the plan, could actually cost you a lot in fees, but it's worth it because you're not getting that 20% contribution from the government. So you know what, if you have one of those things, my recommendation as a professional is to get out of it as quick as possible, just like I would recommend getting out of a whole life plan for your children. They're both really bad solutions when it comes to growing your capital compared to a registered education savings plan. So you might be asking yourself, where can I get an RESP for my child? Well, there's actually lots of places you can get them. Most financial advisors can offer them. A lot of banks can offer them. Investment houses can offer them. You can pretty much find them anywhere that any kind of investments are offered. So I would highly recommend you get in touch with a professional like myself and set one up for your children. You also have the choice in this case of having a single one for each child, or setting up as a family plan, so that way all the benefits go in to the same pile for only your children, and you can divide them up whichever way makes the most sense when your children go to college, university, or trade school. Because it could be that one of them decides, I don't want to really go and do that stuff. No problem. The money that you had, you can actually utilize for your other children that do, and it's all great, which is not something that is offered with a whole life plan or a family education trust nonsense thing. So I hope you found that helpful. I've been Colin for Colin About Money. Please subscribe and hit the like button if there's one. Forward this to anybody that you know that has children under the age of 15, especially new parents who just they're in an emotional state when they have a child. They're so elated and they want to do the right thing, and unfortunately the people that come around and offer these products don't have these people's best interests at heart. You definitely want to get yourself a registered education savings plan. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next video.